Hello, good morning. How the heck is everyone doing? We're back. And apparently my accent has changed and now I am British as hell.
I say, I think he's just a little excited. He'll tell you why, I'm sure. But
anyways, hi everybody. Welcome back. We are North Sports Dynasty. That's right, because it is a dynasty of what I created. No, this is a dynasty of what we created here at the show. And this is North Sports. I am Andrew Fulbert, one half of the host of this show, and the other half of the show is right there. And Mr. Alex Lewis-Moore. How are we doing today, brother?
Not as good as before I saw your trade there, but you know what? Especially because we're getting into the dynasty talk today. I'm happy I had no first round picks. Traded with you, moved up and got Justin Fields because I desperately needed a starting quarterback. So.
Yeah, I seen some like trades or some of the quarterbacks that started to go early around the area that I kind of also maybe thought people were just going to leave it be. But
I was panicked. I had the first pick in the second round, and I was like, I got to move up and get one of these guys.
Which ticks me off because the quarterback that I wanted was way sooner than I thought. Like,
yeah, I was like, thank God.
Yeah, because now, and that's one of the reasons why it allowed for this big extravagant trade to happen. Yeah. But before we get into that, I'm just trying to share this across all the networks and stuff where you can follow us on Facebook, YouTube's, Twitter's, at North Sports Dynasty. And you can also check out our website, northsportsdynasty.com. And then if you want to follow us individually, you can follow me at Andrew_Faubert. And then you can follow my co-host, no.
Other way. No. Yeah. There you go. You just kept pointing the same way. I'm like, what are you doing, man?
Oh, I'm so dumb, and I can't even lie about that. I am so dumb. Anyway, tell them where they can find you.
At Loosemore65 on Twitter. Just Alex Loosemore on Facebook. Post sometimes on the North Sports Facebook page, North Sports Twitter page. That's it.
Yeah. So that being said, I have a couple of articles I also posted today. They are my top 10 Dynasty players rookies this year that have come out of the draft. That is available right now on Twitter and on Facebook and at our site. There we go. Wow.
Yeah.
This is what happens when I have a little cannabis before. Anyways, and then you can also find my other article, the top 7 sleepers that you could also find also on our site and on Facebook and on Twitter. So yeah, that's what we got going on so far. Let's get into it before we start talking about the dynasty and all of the craziness that has been going on and why I'm a little bit more hyped than usual because I woke up at a good time this morning. See, it always pays to check your phone when you piss early in the morning too.
Yeah, I woke up and saw that and I was just like, damn, what the hell?
I am a gracious GM. Anyways, before we get into all that crazy talk, Alex, while I start sharing this bad boy across all these other platforms, why don't you get into some of this news across all of the sports world?
All right. So outside of the NFL draft, which, we spent 7 hours on last week,
we did.
It's been pretty quiet. So we'll start with the NBA. Russell Westbrook is now 1 triple-double away from tying the all-time record for triple-doubles. Completely spaced on what the number is. I will, after I'm done this, I'll figure it out and I will let you guys know. Zion Williamson is out with a fractured finger. It doesn't matter too much because I don't think they're going to get in. They could slide into that 10th spot for the play-in thing, but I think they're done. And other injury news, Donovan Mitchell is about a week out from return from that sprained right ankle from a couple weeks ago. It's a lot of injury news. NFL, more injury news. right tackle for the Denver Broncos, Juwan James, was doing his off-season workouts. Of course, they can't do anything at the facility. So he was off-site and tore his Achilles. He's done for the year. The important thing about this is there's been a huge debate over it the last couple of days because in the NFL contracts that they sign every time they want to get paid, there is a clause in there that if you get injured off-site, they don't have to pay you. Your salary could be void for the year. Now, people are arguing it because, well, and it's totally up to the team. They haven't decided one way or the other yet. In my opinion, they definitely should pay him because they couldn't work out in facility anyways due to COVID restrictions. So there should be no way around this. Just pay the dude his money. And some Lions news. They released running back Kerryon Johnson, which was very surprising to me. I thought he was going to fight with Jamal Williams for the running back 2 spot. And I guess they just decided that Jamal's RB2, and they brought the rookies in to fight him for that spot. So they released Kerryon Johnson, and he's already been claimed. He was claimed yesterday afternoon by the Philadelphia Eagles. So he's going to go in. Miles Sanders is always injured. He hardly plays. He's really talented when he plays, but he's never on the field. So Kerryon Johnson's going to fight for that starting spot. Over to some NHL news. Steven Stamkos.
No, you're good.
I thought you got something to add.
No. Sorry, I was just trying to pop back in for a second.
Steven Stamkos of the Tampa Bay Lightning has been injured almost constantly for the past few years. But he's come out and said he's healthy for the playoff run. That he's going to be full go for this playoff run in a couple of weeks, which is really good news for them. And the big NHL news is this McDavid watch.
Yeah.
So he's very close to 100 points. And the importance of this is they're only playing 56 games this year, so that's almost 2 points a game. They play Vancouver tonight. He's 4 points away, and they've got, I want to say, 4 games left.
Yep.
So I think he's going to hit it.
Yeah.
But there was people saying he hits it tonight. 4 points tonight is a lot. I think maybe 2 tonight.
I definitely got a bet on, like, I there's not too much money to be made on 1 point, but there is a lot of money to be made on 2 points. So yeah, if you do want to try and make some money off McDavid going for that run, you'd have to put it for 2 points. And I'm actually going to see if I can find those odds right now. But yeah, continue.
And then just a little bit of MLB news. So there was 2 no-hitters this week. John Means for the Baltimore Orioles and Wade Miley for the Cincinnati Reds, which that one was odd because in the 7th and 8th inning, his pitch count was very high. I don't know what the specific number is, but I remember the broadcast being like, wow, this is getting high. You got to look at getting him out of there. And they started warming guys up. They had 2-3 guys thrown in the bullpen, and he just kept going. So they just kept letting him go. And he ended up getting that no-hitter. So, I mean, good for him. There was a weird stat. It's a very few number of times that there's been 4 no-hitters before the end of May in a Major League Baseball season. So there's been 4 this year, and there's still 3 weeks to go. So we'll see if they can hit 5, 6, see if there's any more. And some Detroit Tigers news, other than the fact that they're terrible, is Miguel Cabrera has passed Babe Ruth for 45th all-time in hits. Ooh. He's on pace. Well, he's on the hunt for both 3,000 hits and 500 home runs. I believe he's got the 500 home runs, or he's very close. Yeah, he's getting there. And when he passed Babe Ruth, I think it was yesterday or the day before, it was at 2,874. So he's probably a couple years away. He might not get it, but that's still a really impressive number.
Yeah, no, even though
for arguably the best hit, or no, not arguably, he's the best hitter in Tigers franchise history.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say it ever, and I'm like, I mean, as much as I don't like the guy, it's probably Jeter.
Yeah, if you're talking just best pure hitter, not talking power or anything, yeah, probably Jeter.
Yeah, probably Jeter. Looking at the bet for McDavid, so it's funny. If you want, where is it here? McDavid. So McDavid to get 1 point is minus 556. So you got no money there whatsoever. For him to get 2 points is minus $1.43. So they're basically saying he's getting 2 points tonight, which is
interesting.
Absolutely baffles me. And then if you said if you say he goes for 3, that's plus 164. So there's some money there if you say he's going to get 3 points tonight, but I wouldn't necessarily.
Yeah.
But if you do want to say he goes for the tie of that record tonight, that's plus 550. So if you put a $2 bet down on that with my quick calculation, which is literally pretending like I'm going to do that bet, you'd win $13.22.
Okay, at $2, that ain't bad.
That's not bad. If you got $2 lying around and you think that he can tie or break that record tonight, the 4, I throw the $2. You win like $15 in total. So it'd be a nice little thing to have there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the news. That was the news, right? That's all the news you got.
That's all. Yeah.
We got to have like a button when you're done. You'd be like, and that was Mr. Loosemore with the news. Like we got to have a drop. Like I'm gonna get a soundboard. I'm gonna get something figured out. I'm gonna get some cool sounds in here instead of video clips. Which we do have cool video clips. Like we do have, when our friends send us clips. We're 9 episodes in, so if everybody doesn't remember this clip sent in by August Otway, shout out to her. There's this one of a basketball game, a winner, which
insane shot.
Yeah, an insane shot, which she was, an awesome angle to get. So here it is.
Yeah.
What a great seat to have for that game too.
No
Absolutely kidding. Amazing. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know what this is. This is a Dynasty show. So we're going to get into some Dynasty talk. Now, there's reasons for me to be excited. There's reasons for Alex to be excited. There's reasons for a few of our guys in our league to be excited. And we have a lot of trades that actually went down.
Yeah. It's been lively. It's been very lively so far.
It has been very lively. We got a question here. So is the Toronto Blue Jays going to play in Canada this year?
No,
Christopher Cole. Sadly, it is not really looking good for any Canadian franchise to be playing in Canada. I'm going to be even surprised when it comes to hockey. Stay in basketball for a second, just because we had the thing up there.
Yeah.
I don't think the Raptors, even if they were going to make a playoff run, I don't think they would have been playing up here. So it's kind of maybe a good thing that they didn't, though I think the fans down in Tampa would have kind of enjoyed it. So that does kind of suck for them. Blue Jays are not going to play here this year. I don't want to say this, and I don't want to start having like people fear and be like, hey, how dare you? I don't even think next year for either the Blue Jays or the Raptors. And that's just, not necessarily COVID restrictions. I just think that the borders will still be closed while we deal with it on our side. And it would be too quick because the new seasons and stuff like that are going to have to happen in, September, October. And it's not going to look good. So I would just say that even for the next seasons, probably consider them down where they are playing right now and enjoy it if you're near there. You get some free Blue Jays and some free Raptors games, which I wish I could enjoy. So, but we are going to get into the Dynasty talk here, ladies and gentlemen. That is what this show is been founded upon, is Dynasty. So we made a Dynasty League a while ago. Let me rephrase that. Sorry. I made the Dynasty League, but then I told Alex you're going to be in a commish because he wanted to make his own league. And I was like, this is a perfect way for you to say practice, come and help me. Because I got a guy who is showing me how to do it, and then I'll show you how to do it, and vice versa, and so on and so forth. So we got 3 guys who are commissioners of the league. A shout out to Jesse Groundwater, as always. There's been some craziness that has gone on in this damn league. And I'm actually going to pull up the app right now because I don't think anybody else has made a trade. We're still waiting on.
It's quiet right now, yeah.
Yeah, we are just waiting on the last pick of the first round to go, which by the sounds of the show, before we even got on, Alex is trying to make the same damn attempt I am. Which is
both trying to climb back in there.
Well, yeah, because there's a couple of players that are still on the board that everybody wants. But just to give everybody a quick idea of how the first round went, I should have taken a picture of it, but get Waddy with it. We will always say the name of the people. We don't ever want to say the actual names, though people will know who Foobs and Loosemore will be. So, and there's other ones that you guys could probably assume afterwards as well. The first pick of our North Sports Dynasty draft went to Najee Harris. To get Waddy with it, chose Najee Harris. And it was funny because he went to work and he had a couple of picks early and he sent me screenshots being like, hey, I'll take this person if they're there and I'll take this person if they're there. And I'm like, awesome. And then he goes and makes a trade right before he goes to work, doesn't tell me what that's going to be. And I'm like, ugh. Yeah. And we have to wait. And then there was just so much talk of trades for a while. The Potato Czar at number 2.
Great name.
Went and screwed everything up.
Thank God that he did that. Jeez,
so, and we'll get into that in a second. Yeah. So the second overall pick was tight end for the Atlanta Falcons, Kyle Pitts. So this is where it got fun. So for a week and a half, even I would say, okay, I had it going for a week and a half. I had thought about this for about 2 weeks, and I was like, I'm gonna try and do this somehow. I attempted, it didn't work. I attempted to try and get the first overall pick so that I can make a trade. And that trade was going to be to one of our guys, and I think it's Zeno Silent or Only Smell. I gotta remember his name here. Yeah, It Only Smells.
Only Smells, yeah.
It Only Smells. So It Only Smells and me were going to make a deal. And I told him I was going to try and get up as far as I could so that I could take Kyle Pitts because he's a big Falcons fan. And he doesn't necessarily need a tight end, but he was like, flex position could be a tight end. I don't care. And we're like, hey,
the flex with Kelsey at the tight end would have been real nice.
Yep. And you can thank our show. I got to get used to that. I'm sorry. I'm not disclosing. He's part of this show, everyone. Our show. When we did our show, we did 7.5 hours of draft coverage.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And it was awesome. Yeah. This board here is still up. This board hasn't been updated because we're doing something else for a different show here soon. But in there, one of our friends who is said Falcons fan was nice and hammered and enjoyed the show with us and a few other fans. And he kept saying, whoever gets Kyle Pitts, I'm making a trade with. And I'm like, And you have Christian McCaffrey. Okay, let's get the ball rolling. I have a pretty good team already. Well, I had a pretty good team already before all this. Most of those players are not on my roster anymore.
No.
And I had a lot of decent running backs. Now I got more. I was going to trade Kyle Pitts for Christian McCaffrey, probably straight up. Maybe if he needed, some intangibles, some later round picks or whatever, it was going to work. And then came the draft. And I could have traded for the first overall pick. And I know looking at it now that it wouldn't necessarily have given up too much considering of what I have now. But, oh, man. What ifs, right? So
thank God that's all they are.
Yeah, because if the one trade I did make before the draft, which I will show here in a second, and then if I would have had Christian McCaffrey, you're basically talking, the Dalvin Cook trade. Is this the one? Nope, that's the new one.
Yeah.
Here. Boom. There we go. So there's the trade. So I did my Adam Thielen, Austin Eckler, CeeDee Lamb, and my pick 105. And in return, I got Dalvin Cook, the second last pick of the second round this year, a early 4th round pick of this year, and the 10th overall pick this year. So I did that. And then while also thinking I can get Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook and Christian McCaffrey. And we just called it a day.
Yeah.
And then I waited and I didn't want to tell Alex for a bit there. And I didn't tell Alex for a bit. I said, you're going to have to wait until like closer when, and it's not that I don't trust Alex. It's just, I don't trust anyone in the league. And Alex would definitely try to put a stop to this. Like he tried. And I'm pretty sure there was a few other people out there who were thinking the same thing. So ergo now, I got a call. So the draft starts going. And I got a call, or I got a message. Call me. Okay. And this is before the second overall pick is gone. And I am sitting there and I'm laughing. I'm like, okay, what does he want? Why would he want to come up? Like, what other trades and things am I not hearing that are going on out there that are happening? He had the exact same idea. He was going to try and grab Kyle Pitts. He thought it was going to fall to 3, which I was also thinking. I was willing to gamble because I have 3 and 4. I had 3 and 4. I was willing to gamble and be like, listen, there's going to be 2 other players I'm going to want anyway, or that are going to fall there, which would be Travis Etienne and Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
I'm fine if I don't get Kyle Pitts in this, but like if Kyle Pitts falls to me, I can get one of those other guys and Kyle Pitts, which then I turn around for Christian McCaffrey, which then is just like an absolute laughing stock of what my team would look like just at that point. This is obviously not how it fell, but he and him started talking, and it gets kind of funny. And he's like, how dare you? Like, you can't do. I was like, listen, I'm the one that has the 3rd overall pick. So if I'm the only one here that's got anything, like I can offer him 3 if I really wanted to. And then the Kyle Pitts pick comes in and we're like, all of our plans are fucked.
Well, all of your plans.
It seems like I wasn't the only one who was thinking it.
Well, yeah. I was breathing a huge sigh of relief at that point. I can tell you that much.
See, and it's going to be funny in like 2 or 3 years that if there's ever, like if the Buccaneers have absolutely no running backs, and then like the 3rd pick in the draft, the Buccaneers select blah, blah, blah running back out of Oklahoma State, to be like, everyone's going to take that running back and no one's letting Faubert have them.
Yeah.
They're literally be like, listen, whatever the normal trade offer would be, you're going to have to double it, Faubert.
Yeah.
Literally give that to anybody else kind of thing, but not you. So this draft continues on late into the night. Like we're talking late into the night.
Yeah, late.
And people fell asleep
this morning.
So then at the 3rd pick, I go and I take Travis Etienne. So my whole mindset was I basically put it out there and said, I kind of know that it's either going to be Etienne and Chase that fall to me or Pitts and Chase or ATN that fall to me, depending on, there was a couple other people that were thinking Josh would do something else. So I'm sitting there and everybody kind of already knows, and they've sent me offers for number 3, thinking of what I'm going to do. So I take the 3rd pick and 4th pick of what I already knew what I was going to do, and I just switched them because I knew I was going to get the same value. Everyone's going to trade. It's not, say, like real players and stuff like that. We're talking like millions of dollars. It's still fantasy. So I'm still going to get the same value from some of these GMs. And I'm also going to possibly ring in somebody else, which happened, which was awesome. So I took Travis Etienne, which I ended up trading for in a big package, which we'll talk about here in a second. But the 4th overall pick, I ended up swinging around for another big package, which I never thought was going to happen. But before we get into that, me and you made a trade as well. But some other trades started going down. So the day of the draft, CeeDee Lamb gets switched again like a cheap old bottle of wine at the high school party. He and 2 second-round picks of this year and a future first-rounder go to Travis for him to grab Najee Harris because he's got the 101 and a 3rd-rounder in 2022. And that's basically how our friend Get Waddy with it there got Najee Harris. And his team's actually looking pretty good. He made some good trades, and he's still got some players on his roster. He just did not like being last this year, and he's like, nope, not doing it again. But there's our trade. So me and you finally.
This trade has gone back and forth for about 2 weeks, at least.
At least.
And I was sitting there, and I was like, I finally budged because I was like, I need that quarterback. Like,
and you got your quarterback, which I will go back to, and we'll talk about that in a bit here.
Yeah.
Kenny Golladay. So the day he gets signed to the Giants, I'm sitting there, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to a couple of leagues, see who's got him, see who I can make them deals with, and this, that, and everything else. And I go to our league, and of course, Mr. Loosemore over here is the one who's got Golladay. I'm like, okay, so he's obviously not going to make this easy on me.
No.
And it was based off of me acquiring that 10th pick. And he tried going for the 3rd or 4th and 5th because I had the 5th at one point too. And I was just like, listen, I can't, I'm not giving up any of those. Like, I like Golladay, but I'm not giving up a top 5 pick for Golladay unless I'm getting more.
At first, I wasn't planning on moving him, so that's why I was doing the 4th. And I was like, no, this ain't happening, dude. And then
I know.
Then I was like, no, it needs to happen. Because I have lots of receivers, so I was like, I can afford to lose one.
And that's the thing. And that's the thing that I do is I like to go through the rosters across the board, see who's got what, and then kind of, put these early deals out there, because then when it gets closer to crunch time, like for example, like it's what I call like the grace period before a rookie draft is you get 1 week before the actual draft where some of the people in your league start to know some of these names because they start popping up everywhere. Then you got the 3 days of the draft. And then there's the week after the draft, right before your actual rookie draft in dynasties. And these guys go, okay, now I'm scrambling because, I some people, not saying our champion, but some people would be like, oh, I want a league, and now I have the last pick in the first round, but now I want one of these top guys, but who, like, blah, blah, blah. Whereas we've all, like me, you, and like 6 other people in our league have been doing our due diligence for like the last month and a half, 2 months to make sure we got these picks for these rookies. Like my mock draft one, I'm like, listen, Najee Harris is probably going to be number 1 running back and even number 1 pick no matter what. But like if he goes to some of these teams, like he's just an instant number 1. And then as soon as he goes to Pittsburgh, it was like everyone was like, give me that pick. So yeah, the Golladay thing, we got that set. Everybody starts getting into this draft a little bit more. And then we get to pick number 4, which I ended up trading to Jay Puddles. Yeah, Jay Puddles. There we go.
Yeah.
And that's where I think it's this one. No. Okay. So before that, another one happened, which this one,
that 6th overall pick that just got traded before he went to work.
Yeah. Yeah. And that kind of paused everything for a bit there, but this one tripped me out. It's because like, as you can see, everybody who's watching, it only smells really like its Atlanta players.
Yeah.
So he's willing to give up some stuff in order to get, like, I would have done that trade in a heartbeat. But like if I was on the left, like sending all that, and I would have gotten 106 and 306, sold.
Yeah.
Sold. Also, that being said, all you fans, we're going to vote on these. So these are also going to go on Twitter, and we're going to have a little poll, and we're going to share them, and we'll see what the fans out there think and who had the best trades and what the fans and all that kind of thing. Because that's, I don't know, it's a fun. Now, there's the trade. So when I messaged you, because you knew once I lost McCaffrey, I was like, crap. Yeah. And once I made that little switch of 3 and 4, when I said I rang in some more people who, were like, what is Fulbert doing there? Now I want to trade with him. In comes in Jay Puddles and says, what do you want for that pick? And I'm like, well, Jonathan Taylor. And at first he was like, it ain't happening. And
you should have stayed there.
Yeah, you should have. So then I'm like, okay, that's fine. And then we start talking and stuff. And he says, like, I need another running back because I already have wide receivers and and I want Chase. And I could possibly see if Chase and I'm like, no. Jamar Chase is not falling to 5. If we don't make this trade, I am literally taking Chase because I do need like a top receiver. So then he goes, okay, we need to talk about this. And I said, okay, I can give you 2 running backs, like a flex one and a starter kind of thing, right? Like 2 of the lower ends of what I'm saying. but I'm gonna need to get some back end picks just so like I can start filling my bench if I start making, you know, major trades like this. He agrees, and this is what you get. So as the Meatloaf song goes, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Anyway, so that happens. And now if you know me, you know that my team now from trades has Dalvin Cook and Jonathan Taylor. What? And I even I texted you. I messaged. Oh, I want to find it again. I want to find it. Because it was kind of funny. Because I was kind of baked last night too. Because it was our day off. What was it here? What was it? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there goes. Well, there goes me. Oh, sorry. Well, there goes your McCaffrey plan. LOL. Thank God.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you think I'm done? I was like, if I can't have McCaffrey, then I'll try and get second best. And he's like, did he happen to get 6 TDs on Xmas? And I was like, oh, I should try and get for that one though, right?
Well, I was like, there was talks of Kamara earlier in the week, so I was like, is this what's happening? Like,
believe me, like the asking price of Kamara, I was like, I can't drive. Like as much as I really want Kamara, and that's the reason why I took him in your league, was he's mining something. I was like, I need him. I was like, nope. But he will be great for his team. QN blocking, gonna be great. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Right away, if you were like QN, as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, no.
Yeah. I was like, just watch this trade coming in. It was quite fun. Yeah, so then when that one came in and I got Jonathan Taylor and I knew I had Dalvin Cook and Jonathan Taylor and I still have Cam Akers on my team, I was like, listen, I'm good. I'm settled for a bit here. I can last. Yeah. So then I'm just looking. Yeah. So I had Cam Akers, Dalvin Cook, and Jonathan Taylor. And I'm like, okay, my running back situation is good. We're talking like perfect. I'm like, I'm good. And I got a couple of bench ones and I'm going to get some more flex ones later on in the draft. And there's always, you know, the free agency, like the James Robinsons and this, that, and everything else. So I was good there. And the draft continued on and we got to the 5th overall pick. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Which also was Get Waddy with it. And he also sent me a screenshot of that one, or he sent me a message of what that one was going to be. And he took wide receiver from Philadelphia, Devonta Smith, which actually kind of surprised me. But I knew from talking to him with trades and stuff like that, he wanted him really, really badly. What do you think? Do you think it's a little high? Do you think it's right spot? What do you before Waddle though?
To me, well, I mean, if you got it there, I actually did have Smith above Waddle, just because. Look at the rosters in the receiver rooms as they are.
That is
Waddle's competing with Will Fuller and Devontae Parker and Mike Gesicki right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
Devonta Smith has Jalen Reagor, who's been iffy at best.
Yeah.
An old beat up Zach Ertz, beat up Dallas Goedert. Like, he's gonna walk in and be their number one right away.
That is a good point. You know, and I thought about that before too. And I figured, you know, there's a few people out there who are saying, you're forgetting about the one Philadelphia receiver that's like their Allen Robinson. And I keep forgetting his name right now too. It's like the big, tall receiver, but I think he's a free agent now. The one he's been there for a little bit.
You talking Alshon Jeffrey?
Yeah, Alshon Jeffrey.
Yeah, I don't think he's there anymore. I'll take a look quick.
Yeah, and if he's not there and stuff like that, then
if he's still there, he's washed anyways. So
yeah, he's not Allen Robinson.
Yeah, he's a free agent.
Okay, so then he's not Allen Robinson, guys. He's just another. Yeah, he's a really good, say, you know, up top receiver, but he's not that good. He's also not that good. That being said,
he used to be really good in Chicago.
Oh yeah,
him and Brandon Marshall.
Yep,
I always hated that. They should
bring him back for like a year, like a cheap deal in Chicago. That would probably be worth Fields having two like a real Allen Robinson and then like a C+ rated Allen Robinson at this point. Yeah. That being said, he takes Devontae Smith there, and a lot of people have said like Reagor is going to be the number one, and I'm like, well,
no.
Hurts and him have that chemistry. So that's why you would suspect that. And on my article that I wrote, if I can get to it quick.
I was like, I have my top 10 fantasy rookies one done.
Okay.
So I got that. The one thing I will say that puts him above, well, more so like your second tier receivers like Tony and Elijah Moore, Rondale Moore, all that, is, yes, he's small like all them, but he's got a willingness to go over the middle. He's going to go across the middle. He's not worried about taking the hit. He's going to catch the ball, bring it in. Great route runner, good speed, really good hands. Like, the familiarity with Jalen Hurts, like we said. Yeah, like I think that that's wide receiver 2 for me.
And I guess, like, you know, people might call this rude, because if you go and you read my article, and don't give any of yours away, they got to go read yours first when they come out. Then we'll talk about it. I got Devontae at 9.
Oh,
yeah. And a lot of
pick was made for our league.
Oh, do we got the pick?
Rondale Moore.
Ooh.
So I'm on the clock.
You're on the clock, eh?
I will go make my pick quick.
Oh, so then who's Alex going to take? So, last pick of the first round. Rondale Moore.
Looking at a few picks to catch up on there,
yeah. There is some players left there. We'll let yours go. And then we'll keep talking about the rest, and then we'll get up to it and stuff. That was pick number 5. And I do have 9 players ahead of them, and that's only because I value, like, in Dynasty running backs a little bit more than wide receivers just right off the bat. That's just me.
I'm going with my gut there.
No. Oh, you son of a gun. Good. We might have to talk later. But anyway, so number 6 though was Jalen Waddle, and I actually have Jalen Waddle at number 8 on mine. And I have him above because Will Fuller is injury prone, and just to me, I think with it being only a 1-year deal and having Devontae Parker being close to his, he needs to be re-upped here. I think that's kind of one of the reasons why they got him, is because the future outlook for Waddle probably in Miami is going to be like 1, and then they'll start drafting like either 1As or their 2s in their slots and this, that, and everything else. I'm also quite surprised that they actually they didn't get any running backs, and it's like, oh, Gaskins has value.
Yeah, I thought they needed to go running back, but at the same time, we got to see Gaskins behind a half decent offensive line for once. So,
and they did kind of do a little bit better on that. So,
it's another year of experience for those young guys, right? Like Robert Hunt and who's their left tackle, the USC kid, Austin Jackson.
Yeah, Austin Jackson. Yeah.
Yeah, it's another year for the 2-3 young guys they got last year, and they got Eichenberg, right?
Yes.
Which is another really good pick. I would put him at right tackle just because Tua's left-handed. Your blindside tackle is your right then, so you want your best tackle on your right side. But I think it's not a bad offensive line.
It's not. It's gotten a lot better. Like, it's definitely gotten a lot better, and I'm very happy. Very happy. Someone said
no, it's still below average.
Someone said pick it live, Alex. He did, and we will get to that. We want to make sure we don't jump too ahead.
That was the winner of our contest, by the way.
Oh, nice! Congratulations again, Jeff Rathwell.
Yeah,
I almost said Ratwell. That would have been insulting. My apologies. How about them Leafs? Yeah, see, it's supposed to be them. Just like Leafs isn't spelt like that, which makes sense why you would say it, Jared.
Well, we'll talk if they can make it to the 3rd round.
Oh. And then the Hard Count football. What's up, boys? Thank you for tuning in, Hard Count. After that, on my phone here. Oh, that was another league. Whoa. I was like, what? Anyway, so after Jalen Waddle, that one was done by T. Peterson. He ended up getting Jay Waddle. Potato Czar was on at 6. I think that's what it was.
7.
So that's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, yeah. 6, 7. There we go. Was on at 7, and he took Javonte Williams, which a lot of people were hoping were going to fall to him. Did not. People were hoping he was going to fall a little bit further, kind of down to like the 8 or 9 spot. Didn't happen.
To me, running back wise on my rankings, I've got him pretty low. I've got him as the 5th best.
As the 5th best. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Just I don't like the idea of Gordon still being there. It's totally predicated on that. If Gordon's gone, he slides up to probably 3. But with Gordon still being there, and he seems ready to go on a tear this year, at least mentally. We'll see if it actually holds up, but he seems primed and ready to go.
It's funny because I got him at literally number 5 overall on mine because I don't think Melvin Gordon stays even past like camp. I think they'll cut him. I think they'll save a little bit. Think they can't afford to, so I think they can get rid of him, save a little bit of space, or even use him in like trade bait towards like anything really. Like you dangle him for a 7th rounder if someone really needs a running back. Say like the Jets, for example, like say if they're not sold on their rookie 4th rounder, which would really suck for me. But okay, so number 8, Trevor Lawrence. I kind of knew that was going to happen. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to keep one of the the 5th pick. I was debating if I kept ATN on my roster. It was like I might as well, if I had the 5th pick, take Trevor Lawrence, but I thought I would have to trade for the 8th, 9th, 10th spot. But it looks like Yarawana, is that who it is? Yarawana. Yeah, Yarawana ended up taking Trevor Lawrence at number 8. That is a good pick for him too, because he's got some good quarterbacks, and now he did put one up for.
He's got one good quarterback, one okay quarterback, and one awful quarterback.
One backup quarterback, and the okay one that is a starter. That's Daniel Jones. He did put up on the trade wire today, but I
thought about trying to make a move for him.
Nice, that's a good idea. Now I'm gonna have to get to it. No, I'm just kidding. He does have really, really good wide receivers, though. Like he does have Kyler Murray and the DeAndre Hopkins combo, which is one of the reasons why I had to make a trade today as well, which we'll get to that in a bit, which is the one that he's definitely – Mr. Loosemore here has not been impressed with me the last 28 hours.
No.
No one has. No one has. I'm going to literally find someone to make a video or a photo of like me kind of like the devil when it comes to trade. I got to figure this is going to be cool. Okay, so then number 9 Get Waddy ended up making the pick at like 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
He makes the pick at 3:00 in the morning. I'm going to take a piss. I ended up checking my phone, see what's going on and stuff like that. I sent him an offer for that, and he ended up sending me a counter right when I passed out. So he made the pick, ended up being the player that I wanted him to pick anyway. So we ended up doing that trade. As soon as I woke up, I was like, oh, I'll say done. So I sent the counter. That's why I got late 2nd round picks and not early 2nd round picks. But I ended up getting Michael Carter, a running back for the New York Jets. Where do you have him?
I have him as the 4th running back.
Yeah.
Which is like, and I think that's he's going to be a good starter for them. I think Tevin Coleman probably takes it off the rip, but then as soon as Carter gets used to it, gets more involved in the offense, then I think he's going to take it over. I
got him as my 5th running back. I actually have Williams and Sermon ranked ahead of him. I think Sermon with Trey Lance in that system is going to be.
Sermon's very high on my board.
Yes, and
he's my
yeah. We'll get to that. Yeah. So then so I got Michael Carter. So that was the. Let me see if I have that trade. Is that this one? No, there ended up being this one though. Get Waddy with it. That was we is this one already. Oh yeah, that's how there we go. So that's how T. Peterson ended up getting that 106, which he ended up taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jalen Waddle. Yeah, he got his Waddle. And then right after that, your pick came in at number 10, that one that I traded you, and you ended up taking, arguably in some people's minds, probably the best quarterback to have for Dynasty because it's the Bears. Justin,
I have him as my third, but
nice.
like, yeah, to me, I think there's no way Andy Dalton starts for more than like 5 weeks over him. Like, my only real knock on Fields is he panics when he gets pressure.
Yes.
He doesn't make his reads. He just throws the ball as soon as he can go. And to me, you give Matt Nagy 3-4 weeks of the regular season to go work with him on that. You put him in every blitz session in practice. Just make him deal with it. Get that out of the way, especially working with that defense. Then week 5 or whatever, drop him in, and he just takes over.
And talk about getting one of the best offensive linemen to fall to you in the second round. I think they did have to trade up, but still.
Yeah, they did, but man, still a great pick.
I know. I'm seeing all this happen right now too. Okay, so after that, the quarterback.
There's a run on quarterbacks here.
Yeah, there's a run on quarterbacks, and it actually ticked me off because the one that I wanted went at 111, and he's been mocked so many times to go to the second round. But I keep forgetting that I'm in a league here where people value certain players a little bit higher. And if you don't do your due diligence, which me as an owner say commish, I didn't go around and talk to this guy and say, hey, what are you thinking? And this is what ended up happening. The quarterback that I wanted and a lot of people wanted, Trey Lance.
He was number 1 on my board.
He's going to have to sit for a bit, but he is definitely up there. And I wanted him very badly. Very, very badly.
I was hoping he slid to 2-1. If he was there at 2-1, I was going to take him.
Yeah.
Double up, but
that's why I was trying to get at. There was a time where I was trying to get up to like 111 because I was like, okay, something's going to happen. So Levi ends up getting a quarterback that he's going to have to sit there for a bit, but his team, he's got Fitzpatrick and he's got Brady, so he knows that after this year, we got the guy that should come in and take over for his team. So it is a smart pick, smart on Levi, good pick. I hate it anyway. Going on to the next one. Our good friend was at Steel Sox?
Steel Sox, yeah.
Steel Sox, yeah, that's right.
Steelers, Red Sox.
Yeah, that's right. So he ends up going and taking another quarterback. And Zach Wilson for the Jets, which actually surprised me. I was like, whoa, okay. Alrighty then.
After this year, he needs that second quarterback to Lamar. He's got Roethlisberger and Taysom Hill.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I was just looking at that right now.
So,
and then, I thought maybe
really
he would get away with taking that last running back on the board, which we will get to here in a minute, but he ended up not doing that. So, and then this is a 14 person league, so obviously that we don't go into the second round here. We still got 2 more picks of the first round, and the 13th pick went to Yariana, and he ended up he traded with me for that pick a while ago, and he ended up taking Rashad Bateman, which was a good pick at that spot. He's got some really damn good wide receivers, like I said. So
I think at that point he was just best player available. Like,
for in his mind, because
he's got not a bad team. He could have probably gone running back, but
and then what is that? Russell? Who was that? Russell? Give me a second.
Russell and Flo, yeah.
Russell and Flo ended up going in and closing out the first round, taking Rondale Moore, the wide receiver from Arizona, which is also a good pick. He's not on my top 10 list, and a lot of people are like, "Well, why not?" And it's like, well, I had to add a quarterback in there, and if we asked me if I wanted Trey Lance or Rondale Moore or anybody else after Waddle, Devontae Smith, and Chase, I would have said no. So, I kept him off the list. That's only because there's other value out there, and I figured you could probably get him in the early second round. But good value for 114. So
to me, on my overall rankings, I had Rondale Moore at 15. So,
so that's around the same spot there.
Yeah.
Now the steal of the draft, which as soon as he kept falling, I was trying, but I fell.
I was just praying he fell.
and I fell asleep. And I woke up and then like I saw all these like other movements like this just he kept falling and I'm like, why is this happening? How is this happening? And it ended up being the Trey Sermon pick, the first pick of the second round, Mr.
That was the live pick.
Yep, that was the live pick. And you got that pick from me, right? Is that part of the?
That wasn't part of the other one because you were trying to get that with Galladay forever.
Okay. I can't remember.
I don't remember where that.
We'll have to find out.
Yeah, we'll find out somewhere. Yeah. I'll figure it out. I'll start looking.
So there's the 109 trade. I ended up sending Goddard the early 204, which is going to be coming up. I think that's actually his right now, but he's probably passed out because he works nights, which is totally fine. And give him 204 and another second rounder for in a couple of years. And I end up getting Michael Carter, which is the Jets starting running back. And I needed him and I wanted him and I got him. I'm so happy I got it. That's the one I woke up and I did. And then there's, we'll close this out and then I'll talk about the other big trade I made here. Which first of all, Trey Sermon going on your team, dude. If I go to your team here,
I'm very happy with that.
Yeah, because you got you only have 3 running backs technically, like
4 now, right?
For now, but then your other picks were so you got Fields, which is your other quarterback now, and you got Trey Sermon. So even if Sermon doesn't start for a bit, you still got the 3, and you'll probably be able to find one in the free agency market that'll end up doing you some good. But you do got some wide receivers that you can use in the flex as well. Sermon may come in, and the reason why, like, I have him ranked as my 6th overall in my top 10. And the only reason for that is because Trey Lance ended up going to the 49ers, and he went to the 49ers. There's just certain combinations that make players that you would think should go lower go higher. And sometimes, for example, what we thought about being the 1st overall and the 2nd overall pretty much right off the board when before the draft even happened was Travis Etienne and Najee Harris going 1-2 and it being interchangeable right there. Then after the draft, Travis Etienne was a 3rd player talk. Najee was definitely still number 1, but Jamar was up there and Kyle Pitts was up there. So the talk started becoming different. Once I saw Trey Sermon get drafted there and he got drafted, where am I looking? Yeah, in the 3rd round, like towards the middle to the end of the 3rd round. By the 49ers. I'm like, they're just getting ready. Like they're getting ready to get on the hunt again. And they really are. Like they are going to be really good. This year they'll still be really good. It's the year after that and the year after that they may, if Trey Lance becomes what we think that he could become, they're going to be fucking dominant. Yeah. Absolutely dominant.
Man, I can't wait to watch that division for the next few years.
I agree. I don't want to play it. I don't want to play it.
That's why we play that division this year is the Lions.
Oh.
Then we don't play them for another 3 years.
Stay smart. And then closing out the picks that we have so far right now in the draft. Right after you picked, which I bet you was probably, like it was an easy pick for you, but deep down you were like, well, Amon-Ra St. Brown is there.
I was sitting there thinking, and I thought I might be able to use those thirds to move back up and get him in the middle of the 2nd round.
Which was not going to happen because Potato Czar is the other Lions fan in our league, and I
forgot about that.
Yeah, and he was like, not happening. That's mine. So then, he takes him, and he's got Amon St. Rod and Kyle Pitts. His team last year wasn't necessarily that great. I think it was just more based off of injuries. But he's got Derrick Henry, he's got Mike Davis, he's got David Johnson. So he's got his 3 starting running backs. So he's good there. He did need a tight end. That was literally the one part of his team that was looking to be, I'm just looking at it right now. That was the part that he was like, ugh. And so, he has Kyle Pitts, and he's got another wide receiver, which he is stacked, in my opinion, at wide receivers. Like, he's got Kupp, and he's got McLaurin, and he's got Judy, and he's got Jones. Like, he's set. And he's got, like, Cephas, which is a random Detroit player.
Oh, Cephas, yeah.
Or Cephas, yeah.
He was like a 5th round pick last year.
Yeah, and he's got Bullock, and he's got Detroit players. He likes Detroit players, so he takes Detroit players.
Yeah.
Right now, he's definitely put himself, in my opinion, like Josh has put himself into like a playoff like team as of right now.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to rank, like not have a bias on like teams, especially when you guys see this last trade I did. Like ranking our league going into the next season. So I'm not going to put myself number one. That'd be just dumb. The third pick into the second round, though, was Travis T. Peterson. Not Travis. We don't know him. T. Peterson ended up taking Elijah Moore.
Really good pick.
The wide receiver for the Jets, which was an early second round pick.
I had him as my 13th overall value.
Oh, there you go. That's actually not bad. I think he got that pick in the trade with me. Cannot remember.
No,
he didn't.
It was 2-4.
Okay.
It's the pick that's available now.
Yeah, and then now Get Waddy has that pick, but he's passed out because he's on the overnight shift, so we're on pause again, which is totally fine. And then what was it? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 more picks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it's around where I get to pick, which is awesome. Oh, the guy I want is not good. I'm gonna have to trade for this pick if I want the guy that I want, because Steel Sox 43. I know if he's a Steelers fan. Actually, wait, let me check his roster. Don't think he needs that position. No, he doesn't. So he better leave it the fuck alone.
Well, I'm gonna send an offer to him right now.
And this is how we do it, ladies and gentlemen. No, but my boy Kenny Gainwell is still on the board, which I'm kind of happy with. There's a few players that I've been looking at that are still on the board, which I'm still okay with. So
there's some good value here still. Really,
there is some good value. Like Terrence Marshall, Eskridge, Tony, Fiermuth, Gainwell, Brown, Mitchell, Hill, Stevenson, Rogers, Palmer, Collins, Newsome, and Fitzpatrick. Just to give you guys, Martin, Mac Jones is still available. Chuba is still available. Schwartz is still available. There is a lot of value. Hawkins, Atwell, Felton, Jefferson, Watkins, lots of value still on there. Kyle Trask is still there. And ain't nobody going to take Kyle Trask. Someone will try and take it in like the early 4th because they'll see me having 3 4th-round picks and they'll be like, Andrew's going to take Kyle Trask in there, and I'm going to take Kyle Trask, and I'm going to send offers after offer after offer after offer with Kyle Trask, and be like, I'm going to deny every single one of them. But you want to know a trade that wasn't denied, ladies and gentlemen? The big one, the one I was very, very, very happy with today, which put my team over the top. Over the top. And I might, like, people said, actually, nobody said it, but I'm saying it. People may say I overpaid like a little bit. Totally okay. Which I'll name off my team after I'm done, and you'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I got Stephon Diggs and Hawkinson in a second. I gave up. It was difficult. But I did give up Gesicki. I gave up Ruggs, I gave up Ayuk, and I gave up Pittman and ATN. That was the big thing. So the original deal,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, the original deal that I had sent to Warshuck 55, and he was the guy that it's funny. He's the one that called me, or it was like, call me, we need to talk, right? So he has Mixon, and the original deal was. We were talking and stuff like that, and he wanted ATN. He's like, what do you want for ATN? And I looked at his roster and I was like, there's not too much I want. I was like, listen, you give me Diggs and you give me Mixon, Joe Mixon for the Bengals, in case anybody was wondering. And I will give you, at the time, I think it was ATN, Pittman, Ayuk, and Ruggs. And he was like, and he was debating it for a little bit, but he was also like, I can't, based on his roster, he's like, I can't give up Diggs just based off of that because then I'd be cutting myself short. And he's like, you don't need any more running backs. And I'm basically was sitting there. I was like, but I want 4 starting running backs. I want Mixon and Cook and Akers and what's the other
Taylor.
one I forget? And Taylor. I want that to be my starting four, which then you want to talk about me being over the fucking top. Just like a little bit too much, just a little bit more.
The only thing would be like, good thing you can only play 3 of them at a time.
No, I can play 4. We have 2 flex positions.
Oh, we do. That's right. Damn it.
Now you see why I was trying
Yeah.
so hard. Dude, this was going on early last night. I was like, come on. And he was like, listen, the big thing was you can't do the one spot. So I was like, that's fine. So it was like, is there a chance for Hawkerson? Because it was like, listen, like I didn't get Pitts, but Hawkerson would be pretty dope. That's pretty close to getting Pitts, considering like Detroit's got no wide receivers.
Yeah,
right?
I was like, he's really the only receiving weapon for Goff right now.
Yeah, so, and I was like, maybe, and he's like, yeah, we could talk. So he ended up sending me a counter, and I was like it's getting steep, but I was like, listen, if we do some intangibles, blah, blah, blah. So he sent me this, and then I almost screwed it up by asking for a 4th rounder in return. I'm like, okay, but can you add a 4th? And he's like, motherfucking Faubear, why do you? I was like, okay. I'm sorry. I'll shut the fuck up. Just take what's there. So then basically, yeah. So what you see there is I send all of that. I sent a future 2nd round pick, which ended up being like I never told him to pick which picks, but when he did, I was like, oh, you're lucky. I really want this. So he went and got the Big Wiz's 1st round pick, which I was like, fine, I'll just take Alex's. And he ended up taking Jay Puddle's 2nd round pick for the future. And I was like, fine, I'll accept that. But he gets his ATN. Now he's got 3 wide receivers instead of 1, but now he's got a pick, of course. So my reasoning for it, everyone's like, you gave up, like those are starting wide receivers. Listen, they're starting wide receivers. Doesn't mean they are number 1 targeted wide receivers.
They're here. Diggs is here.
Yeah. And like some people might be like, you fleeced him. No. This is probably as even. There's so many people on one side and so many people on the other side of this trade. Totally understand. This is the most equal. Like I don't necessarily.
I really don't think so.
Who do you think won this trade?
You definitely.
See, and I actually
because you got to look at the rosters.
Yes.
Because now you've got Allen and you've got Cook and Taylor and Diggs and Hawkinson. Like you upgraded at tight end. You upgraded at receiver because none of those guys. I don't think the 3 combined are better than Diggs.
No, but they do have like, so that was the reason why, like with the first original one that I sent him, right? He was talking, he's like with the Diggs thing. I was like, totally understand. It was like, that's why like I would send you Ayuk, which right now is a 1AB, whichever you call it, with him and Deebo Samuel. If he does, yeah. Ruggs, there's needs to be improvement, but there is a very big upside if he does go off, right? So there's that.
He is that speed threat that if Carr hits him once or twice a game, that's huge points. Like
exactly. And then you got Pittman, which is
I'm not very high on.
And some people are though. So like, and that's where that weird value where people would be like, oh, Andrew wins this or oh, Chris wins this. It's Pittman. Pittman can be Carson Wentz's number 1, but he could also be Carson Wentz's number 3 to 4.
Yeah.
Like there is that, right? But here's the thing. He does get his ATN. He does get Gesicki, which technically I do think Gesicki was higher rated than Hawkerson. But it's
because Hawkinson was hurt last year.
Yeah. And it's more the consistency. Like Hawkerson, when I've seen him play and stuff like that, like even if
he
it's
was
only
a Pro Bowler.
Yeah. And even if it's like 4 or 5 points a week, it's consistent 4 or 5 points per week. Like I think he's only had 1 on his game log where he's ever had like no points, once or twice. Whereas other tight ends go have like 20 points a game here and then nothing, and then 29 points a game here and then 3, and then 39 points a game and then
he's always right around 5 and up.
Exactly.
5 to 10.
But for me, I did not want to give up ATN just because I love ATN.
Dude, what?
I didn't because that's the thing.
He's
ATN,
your 5th running back.
5th running back.
He's
ATN,
your 5th best running back.
Well,
stop it.
Just stop it. No, I
didn't want to give up ETN.
I was gonna say, yeah, okay. If you're going off by that, that's fine. Yeah, Travis Etienne is number 3 ranked on my top 10 list. Just because, and everyone's like, well, Robinson. Like, what about Robinson? Robinson is not gonna have that starting role forever.
No.
And that's as soon as that draft pick came in, people were trying to sell Robinson. Like,
Wait, you said he's 3 on your list?
Yeah, on my top 10 list, yeah.
Ooh. Who dropped?
If we're looking at my top 10 list right now, just based off of like how everything was drafted, I got Najee 1, obviously, and I actually got Kyle Pitts 2. Got ATN.
Chase. Ooh.
Yeah, I got ATN 3, and then I got Chase 4. Just because it's still crowded there in Cincinnati as well. Like, I know he's probably going to get the bulk of the looks, but when you do got T. Higgins and him who already have professional chemistry, you know.
I mean, Burrow and Chase basically do too. They were both NFL ready at that point.
True.
20 touchdowns.
True.
With Justin Jefferson on the other side of the field.
Yep. And now the problem is in the NFL, like, you are playing like a way better defense and way better corners and this, that, and everything else. Is some of those. No, I know. Some of those plays that Chase got and some of those touchdowns, right, are just like completely wide open and like blown away from some of those corners and stuff like that. It's people in their division, like the Browns, are not going to let that happen. Like, Burrow's going to have no time. Like, they're going to try to.
Yeah, I was like, there's no time to throw. I don't know if any of those corners can stop.
No, but that's the thing is, like, Clowney and Garrett and company on that defensive line are going to make him throw it right away. And if Burrow wants to throw it and he'd say comfortable in the first couple of games with Chase, all they got to do is just drop one safety down for a little bit or a nickel in, and that linebacker could even freaking take it, right?
Owusu Koromoa.
Mm-hmm. So I think, you know, some teams kind of understand that, and they're like, listen, we're not going to be able to cover it very well once they start getting into rhythm and stuff like that. But the best thing that we can do is we can disrupt the timing. So,
yeah.
And I think just based off of like points, because it's Dynasty, right? It's based off of what I think would happen right off the bat, but also looking to the future. And I do see ATN being like very, very, very valuable, obviously, for Jacksonville going forward because of that other side of the chemistry. Is, you know, Chase and Burrow had 1 year where they went off and this, that, and everything else. ATN and T-Law have been doing it for like 3 to 4 years.
But I mean, to counter that, Chase really only played 1 year.
Yes. Yeah, because he
and so did Burrow.
Yeah.
Like, Burrow played 2, but.
And I'm going to say this on camera right now. If because I used to have a Joe Burrow Ohio State rookie card.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, and I swear, if Joe Burrow ends up becoming like a Joe Montana or like a Hall of Famer, I'm gonna kick myself in the ass because that card will be absolutely priceless.
It'll be worth a lot of money.
Yep, and I sold it for $20.
Probably could get more for it now.
Yep. That's the only reason why I made that trade, that increase, I guess you would say, why Travis Etienne is ahead of Jamar Chase. Is I think like Jamar Chase is going to be a number 1 wide receiver, but I do think that Travis Etienne, because of the pass catching ability as well and the longer chemistry with T-Law, I think that's what puts him over the top just a little bit.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, dude, you know that we're professionals basically at this when our 1 through 4 is essentially the same thing that's been going on in every single flipping draft.
Yeah.
Najee, Travis, Kyle, and Chase. That's the 4. And like even in our draft, if I go to it right now, just to like double check and make sure. Yep.
Harris, Pitts, Etienne, Chase.
There you go. And then after that, it's like the drop, right? Then it becomes what, you know, people think Devontae is more than Waddle, right? Or people think Waddle is more, or Javonte even, and stuff like that. So it's really interesting to see how that came to be, and the fact that we here at North Sports know what the fuck we're talking about. So that's why you should stay tuned, follow us. And every time we put out our articles and you guys got these drafts coming up and stuff like that, you just think to what those crazy Canucks have been saying up across the border. And remember the little, you know, tricks and stuff like that. Last thing about that trade though. Yeah. So like Alex was saying, this trade here, it's my team now. Yeah, I have no more weaknesses. like the only weakness I have is maybe some like some depth at my team.
Yeah, it was like you don't have much in the way of depth anymore. So
which
if a couple guys get hurt, you might be in trouble. But
yeah, which I am gonna go get. Like if you think I'm done, no, I'm gonna go get depth. But I'm not like I'm gonna be to anybody who's thinking they're gonna make any trades with me. Let me tell you right now that Josh Allen, like that's also the reason why I made the trade for Diggs is I get Josh Allen and Diggs again. And I traded it away last year just so I can get more of what I needed. And I was willing to give it away because he had 2 weeks where he was like, meh. Now there's no way. Josh Allen is staying. Dalvin Cook is staying. Jonathan Taylor is staying. Cam Akers is staying. Diggs is staying. Galladay is staying. And Chenault is staying. Hawkinson is staying. And Kmet is staying. Those players for this year, untouchable. Not for sale. Not for sale.
I say good luck making any more trades this season. Then you don't got much else to offer.
Yeah, what are you talking about? I got OJ Howard.
What are you gonna get for OJ Howard? He's like their third tight end.
He's fifth tight end. How dare you?
You're not helping your case here.
I got what was it? Laviska Shenault is not getting traded. Gabriel Davis is not getting traded. Yeah, basically my whole team as of right now is not getting traded.
So good luck making trades.
The picks, like my future picks, are going to be traded, and I may. You know what?
Devil's going to be quiet this year.
You know what? I might. I don't want to give up, but I do.
Wait, yeah, you said we're going to talk Sermon. What are you giving up?
For what? For Sermon?
Oh no, yeah, you said we're talking.
I ain't talking that on live. Oh yeah, I forgot. I got Michael Carter. Yeah, so then Michael Carter. Yeah. So remember that. I got Michael Carter as like a flex spot as well that can comment.
Good luck getting Trey Sermon.
Well, yeah. But see, that's the thing. Is like I got Michael Carter who will be on a bench spot, and then I got 1, 2, 3. So in 5 more draft picks, I'll have another bench player, which I don't necessarily want it to be a running back. I should get another wide receiver. But I'm not. Well, there is a couple of number 2s out there, so I mean, I should be okay. And then like after that, because then it's like 3 more picks after that. I'll probably grab like the best player on the board, and then it's done. And then I'm just waiting until that 4th round. I've told myself I am not trading for any 3rd round draft picks whatsoever. I need to just stick to my 4th rounders and call it a day. Because then I got 1, 2, 3, 4, so 5 more. Right. And then if I go to my actual team, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bench spots. I'll have 2 taxi squad spots. I am the only one who is ready for when everyone has to start dropping all their fancy players and stuff like that. I get to get
what fancy players?
Hey, so there's some people dropped some players already where I was like, what? Like, what? Someone dropped Sam Darnold, and I was like, this is starting fucking quarterback. What are you doing?
Wait, in our league, somebody dropped Sam?
I think it was in our league or the other league.
So it was my league. And I went to go switch Ryan I picked up Taylor, and then I saw Matt Ryan, and I'm like, what the hell am I doing? I went to go switch him for Taylor, and it for some reason dropped Darnold. So I was like, no, I'm fixing this.
Yeah. All right. That's fair. So that's basically how our draft has went so far. We haven't had any other picks because Robert's still passed out because he's on nights and stuff like that. But we do have some, comments from some fans. Johnny came in to say hi. My favorite Hoslers? Hooters. That's not an I. That's an I.
That's an I. That's an I.
Oh my god. I need fucking glasses. Okay.
But it's not supposed to be, if you go to the next message, it's not supposed to be Hoosiers. That's like Indiana.
That's funny. Autocorrect, damn it. That's right. I was even like, do you have a dog?
Oh, no, it was outside.
Okay.
I've got the balcony door open.
I got you. That was funny. I was like, when did you get a dog, dude?
No. That's
yeah.
I want one, but
I know. Christopher Cole, thank you for joining in, buddy. What's up? I forgot. Yeah, you were up here as well.
Yeah,
you asked the question earlier. Saying hi to Johnny. What's happening, Christopher? Well, you're talking Pitts O'Heim in great tight end, but it's a tight end. The reason why we're say high on Pitts, yeah, it's a great tight end, is because the talks of Julio being traded, and once that team, even if they keep Matt Ryan or they get a new guy coming in later on, he'll be the second option. Like they'll look to Ridley and then they'll look to him basically.
Well, and I don't think they're going to actually play him as a tight end. I think he's going to be that slot receiver because Hayden Hurst is a good hand in the dirt tight end.
Yes.
So I think you're going to play him at the slot receiver. So if you're talking fantasy, you're getting potential wide receiver points out of a tight end every week where you can play him at the tight end. Or if you've got another really good tight end, you play him at the flex.
And if you're lucky, like our league does or our app does, sometimes you get certain players that'll be classified as a wide receiver and a tight end.
Robert Tonyan's the best example of that for Green Bay.
Exactly. Which basically, like having Tonyan as my tight end almost won me the work league last year because the rest of my team was pretty okay and decent. Like there was, a couple of guys like the guy who won, like our GM now. He won because he had a stacked team, but like I kept it close and it was the fact that I had Tonyan. So it's always good to look for that value because they might actually do that. Like Sleeper app may eventually, and other people may look at training camp and be like, yeah, he's not a tight end. This is a wide receiver, but if he's drafted as a tight end, we're going to have to put tight end on there as well. So favorite football term, depth. Yes. I know Johnny talks about depth a lot. You giving up futures? Oh, dude, buddy, that's the thing, though. That's the thing, Johnny. Like, hold on. So check.
He doesn't need anything.
No, I don't. Like, and that's the thing. I even Kim made a very good point today too. She's like, "Brah, why are you giving up all those futures? Like, what about the actual future? There's some good players out there in the future." And I'm like, "Hey, listen, I understand what you're talking about. But for me." The future picks that I would need, I can get if one of my starters either, if I think that maybe they look like they're going to get replaced based off of like a contract negotiation or they draft somebody else or they sign somebody else or whatever, I can trade that person and get equal value. Like I've had Dalvin Cook before. I've had Derrick Henry. There's another league where I took 4 of the biggest running backs in the rookie draft when they started up that league. And don't get me wrong. When I made those trades for some of the players to build a team around me, because I traded for those picks to take those rookies and then took those rookies to trade for the team that I wanted instead of trying to have to draft for it. That's just usually how I go. Problem is in my first year in that league, injuries and retirements took me out hard. So when I made these trades to this one guy and stuff like that, he's got 4 of the top rookie running backs from me. And that does suck. Like that for me, it's like if he wins the championship this year coming up because he's got Dobbins and Akers and Swift and Taylor. Yeah, that was the other one I gave him. Then I'm going to be very upset. Like, don't get me wrong. Because he's also got Mixon and he's got Clyde Edwards-Helaire he traded for. Like he's stacked. And he had the number 1 pick this year too. He was going to take Najee and I traded, I got that out of him. I was like, you don't need all these running backs. And he's like, hey.
And yet you're complaining about losing ETN. Very ironic.
He's at 7. I'm only at 5. So yeah. So to your point, Johnny, that's the only reason why I give up the futures is because this is my league, right? Which has now become me and Alex's league. Just like this has become our show. And as much as I want to beat Alex all the time. I did. As much as
instead of just pointing the same way over and over again for 2 minutes.
That is going to be so funny when I do the 2-minute video. Oh my god! I can't believe
the whole thing if you just pointing the wrong way.
It was not clicking in at all.
I just went no wrong way, and you would just put up the other hand, but you just fucking turn it the right. Way I'm like, oh, what are you doing?
I was so baked. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm not right now. Alex knows it's legal here. I have a hoot before every show. That's how I get into the mood of doing this and stuff like that. It's just always how I've been. Alex, on the other hand, has this nice, listens to opera and has this little shot glass of bourbon that's just perfectly warm to a 56.3 degree temperature. and he shoots that before every episode so he can get his throat ready to talk.
If you saw me from like 10 o'clock to when I hop on, it's just a mad panic of like, oh, this needs to get done, this needs to get done, this needs to get done.
Yeah.
Like, I was planning on having like the NBA and NHL like standings and all that on the board. I just like ran out of time, so I'm like, well, my big board for fantasy is going up. Like,
yeah, we worked on our articles. Mine were done. I had put them away, and then I told Alex that I had done these articles. He's like, okay, I guess I'll do mine. I was like, that's not me telling you to do it. I was just telling you I did them.
No,
like,
because
okay.
I wanted, well, and we still got time. I was like,
yep.
This isn't a bad thing to compare. Because like, I've got them ready to go if you want to compare them.
Yeah, what do you? Okay, give me your 1 through 10 right now. I want to hear, because I gave mine earlier. Obviously, I want to hear what you got. What you got? You want through your 1 through 10?
Okay, so I'll go 10 to 1. So I got Trevor Lawrence 10.
Okay.
I've got Trey Lance 9.
Nice.
I've got Trey Sermon 8.
Okay.
I've got Rashad Bateman 7.
Ooh.
Jalen Waddle 6.
Okay.
Devontae Smith 5.
Yeah.
Travis Etienne 4. Kyle Pitts 3.
No.
Jamar Chase 2 and Najee Harris 1.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. See, and this is why I love having you as a co-host, because it's like literally complete opposite of mine, but yet very similar.
Yeah.
Like, we have the same idea that Trey Lance's value is very high now that he gets to go to San Francisco and sit for a year and learn. Like, we saw what happened with Patrick fucking Mahomes.
Yeah.
So, Bateman high on your board, eh?
Yeah, the fact that, I mean, Watkins has never really been a true number one receiver. Hollywood Brown ain't it as a number one receiver.
No.
This is your big guy, can go down the field, catch these jump balls. This is your number one that Lamar Jackson needs.
Yeah.
I think that could have been the steal of the first round.
A lot of people said he's underrated, like, or not underrated. He's undersized. He's like Devonta Smith, like, you know, and we may see like
what?
Yeah, I've seen that before too. Like, people were saying Bateman's like a little undersized to be like the number one in Baltimore. And I'm like, that's dumb. Because if you ask me, like, Devontae's going to go off. Like, Tyreek Hill is small and fast, and he's like arguably the best
Bateman's
wide receiver.
6 feet.
Yeah. And they were saying like, you want 6'1", 6'2" to be a number one in that type of an offense. I'm like, it doesn't fucking matter. Brown was the number one in that offense for a bit, and they still got to the playoffs and won a playoff game.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean they utilized him. I'm just saying, like, it was there.
Yeah.
So at least with Bateman, like, you have that option now. So
yeah, he was one of my favorite picks of the first round. Like, just regardless of team, that was a great fit. And yeah, like I said, arguably the steal of the first round. And
like I'm not saying that he wasn't high on my board. Like, he was, say, like between like 11 and 15, but I just don't. It's not a passing.
Is it
offense.
Lamar Jackson?
Yeah, it's
okay.
Until he sits down and like, I would love to see him like just try to sit in the pocket a little bit more and try to get it to Bateman and Brown and Watkins and Andrews and all that kind of stuff. But I would have the same mentality too. Listen, when I tried to do the football game, when I went to Ontario and played with all my friends, everyone knew that I'm like the Johnny Manziel type quarterback. Like, you got like a second and a half, 2 seconds. If you're open, I'll pass it to you. If not, I'm fucking gone. Like, I'm just going to scramble. I ain't got time to sit in the pocket. I'm not that accurate. I try to put the ball, like, if you're running, I'll try to put it in an area where I think you might be able to turn in and get it. Or, you know, I'll try to throw it over top of you and stuff like that. And in like this time when I played, believe me, I did a little bit better. Like, we won the game off of me. You like remember our old coworker? I can't remember his name now. But anyway, he came back home, like, not with me, but he met me there and he was playing the game. And last play of the game, he's like, I'm going to sack Full Bear. I'm going to end this right now. And he came after. As soon as he came off the edge, I just flick it. And my buddy Joshua Obey caught it. Touchdown. We win. That's how we do it at Thunder Bay. I am still undefeated on that field. And I love it. And every time, everybody else has had a lead. And I just watch how they play. And I'm like, okay, now we got to get 2 touchdowns. Okay, this guy's weak. We just run this play. Just saying. That's how we do it. And I lost my train of thought. I don't know why I actually brought that up, but
Do we want to go over our sleepers?
Yeah, the sleepers. I mean, I don't, because we're about to get into the sleeper part of our draft.
I mean, yeah.
And that's that. Like, I don't, but I do. We'll give our top, like, our favorite 2 sleepers. But I want those articles to be available first to some of the people who are doing those drafts, like to our guys too, because like, yeah, you know me, I like my secrecy until it's done. But yeah, give me 2 sleepers on your side that you think are going to be very interesting, or that you should probably have on your rosters.
I won't give up my top 5. I'll do I'm going to do 3. I'll do 7, 6, and 4.
Okay.
So my 7th ranked one is Jamie Newman, quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. So there's all this talk. You don't know if Jalen Hurts is your guy. I personally had him as the 6th or 7th ranked quarterback. Kind of went back and forth between him and Trask. So for him to go undrafted and you steal him, I've heard a lot of people say he's just a camp arm for them. No, he's not.
No.
He's going to go in and he might be a camp arm to them now. He's going to go in and make a few plays where it's like, damn, we need to keep this guy. Like, this is somebody, if I'm Jalen Hurts, I'm not excited he's behind me on the depth chart. Like,
1000%, buddy.
And then I'll go 6 is Tariq Black, the receiver for the Indianapolis Colts. Went to Michigan, transferred to Texas. Really good player. He's just had some freak injuries over his college career. Broke his foot a couple times at Michigan. And then some other guys stepped up, so he went to Texas. Had an okay year. But if he stays healthy, for him to be undrafted is an absolute steal.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to step right – if he's healthy, he can step right in to be that 3, 4, 5 option. Like, if he's not expected to be the guy and he's kind of your just middle-tier guy, I think that's an awesome one.
That is,
and then I'll skip number 5. I'm going to go to number 4, which is Jarrett Patterson, the running back for the Washington football team.
Ooh.
Just because I want to say the stats from this one game here that popped up all over the place.
Okay.
Well, he's going to be your running back 2. I think McKissick, he's listed as running back, but he's a gadget player. He's going to be all over the field. This is a good RB2 option behind Gibson.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at his stats from the last couple of years, he was one of the best running backs in the country the last couple of years, but he played at the University of Buffalo, so nobody really talked to him.
Not on the offensive side, anyway.
Yeah. So in 2019, he played all 13 games. He had 312 carries for 1,799 yards, which was a 5.8 average yards per carry.
Damn.
And here's the big one, 19 touchdowns. 2020, this is where it gets insane. They only played 6 games. He played all 6. He had 141 carries, an average of 7.6 yards per carry.
Oh, Jesus.
He got 1,072 yards.
Jesus.
And again, 19 touchdowns.
Oh, my God.
There was one game against Kent State. 36 carries, 409 yards, which was an 11.4 average yards per carry, and 8 touchdowns.
And who is this again?
No.
I'm going back.
That's what. No.
That's funny.
But yeah.
No, that's impressive though. That is damn impressive. No, yeah. So quickly, Jamie Newman, I had on mine too. He's literally on my sleepers at number 6, and it's the same. It's the same reason, man. He does not just like someone in Philadelphia.
To be drafted. Absolutely.
Yeah, he does. Like, and I even had him at one point being projected to be traded into the first round, and
I had him in like 3 of my mock drafts in the first round.
Yep. It's the talent is there. It just sucks that he got caught up in the transfer portal and he stayed out and stuff like that. Like what I wrote in there is he should have had a chance to prove himself in the SEC against SEC real talent. And you probably would have gotten to see what he could have done. Now he's going to be in Philadelphia and you get to see what he kind of gets to do in there. So yeah, I agree with all that. I just kind of wanted to touch base on that. It's number 7 for me that I have like right off the bat when you open the article. I got Puka Williams, the running back out of Cincinnati, just because he went undrafted. You know, a lot of people don't like the abuse allegations that he had and this, that, and everything else, and I totally agree. But we've also seen Kareem Hunt get extensions, and we've seen other players like that be able to make it back into the league. If Joe Mixon still is injured and they do not able to get a contract workout, a lot of people think that Captain America in Chris Evans is going to be the one that would probably take over the position. Puka is going to be just like having another Giovanni Bernard. And Giovanni Bernard, whether you like it or not, has been relevant for fantasy owners through and through. So, and then the last one I'll give up, you gave up your number 4. So I'll give up my number 4. The only person that I have on my sleeper article that was actually drafted, everybody else is undrafted, but Jametric Felton, the running back wide receiver that went to Cleveland, he's also from UCLA, 5'10", 200 pounds, went in the 6th round. This kid is basically like another Antonio Gibson, guys. Antonio Gibson, Kenneth Gainwell all came from the same school and have all been used properly. Like Memphis doesn't care. Like if you're a running back, you're a wide receiver. If you're a wide receiver, you're a running back. That's the way that they play it now. And it's worked. Like Kenneth Gainwell is going to be in there in Philadelphia pretty damn soon, kicking ass. Not exactly the greatest location I wanted for him, but a pretty damn good one. So, sorry, I just had to check a couple of things here. That being said, he's a utility weapon. There's a few utility weapons that exist in this draft, and I should probably write up a nice article about utility weapons because I've had some people actually reach out to me and be like, "What makes it them different?" That you talk about.
I was actually thinking about doing an article like that, like gadget utility guys, like
guys who have say 3 or 4 receptions a game, but also have like 2 or 3 carries where they get like that 20 or 30 yards and like those weird sweep positions. And
Curtis Samuel, Kadarius Toney, Rondell Moore, Randall Cobb,
Tavon Austin from before, Percy Harvin from before. Actually, I think I put
Montgomery.
Yeah, I was trying to think. Did I put their? No, I think I used those. I use those to describe somebody else. But yeah, like those are utility guys. They're not necessarily like your number 1 targets, but the talent is there. Like a name that I keep always saying, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, how do you even remember that?" Is Braxton Miller. Like Braxton Miller, if the damn Texans would have utilized him properly, man, he could have actually made it and done something. And those type of guys, I just want as slot receivers. Like if you give me a whole damn team of Percy Harvins and Laviscus Sano's and all that kind of stuff, I'll win you so many damn games. So, And then I just wanted to finish it off with being a generous God.
I will say that Puka Williams one, I almost had him. I had him slotted in at 7.
Yeah.
But then I wanted to throw a quarterback in there, so I went Newman.
Yeah, that's fair. And I even thought about keeping like quarterbacks out of it, but I was like, Newman like deserves to be on this list. So Alex will have his articles up in the next day or 2 or whenever he's ready. I'll go back to this here. I'm a gracious boss. I don't care when he gets them out. When he gets them out, he gets them out, but we also know that if we don't get them out in time, everybody may not watch them or read them and stuff like that. And so we do our best. We also have jobs that we have to do. And tests.
I wish this was like the only thing we did.
Right, Alex? Like tests? Tests, Alex? I ain't even going to say it. I said I would bring it up online, but that's the only thing I'll bring up, all right?
Oh, my God. I'll put it out there. So, yesterday at work, we were killing time. We had to do our women's test. And we're going over the answers. And the one question was, if there's a chemical or whatever that's not on the SDS, what do you do? And there was report it, which is the common sense answer. And there was some BS about emailing the company that we use for our SDSs, put them online and stuff. So I went with the common sense answer because I asked what the correct answer was. Nobody said anything, so I was like, "Hey, good talk, guys," and I went with the common sense answer. And so I got 26 out of 27, and for some reason, I'm not living this down.
I literally, I was in one of the rooms at work, and they were talking about how Alex and like one other person were the only people who didn't get 100% on the test. And I was like, you can't tell me that while I'm right here. I will use this against him on live television. Just like he will use anything he could ever get against me. So that's just how it goes.
Oh yeah, I was like, there's always friendly banter.
Yeah, but that's why I am a gracious boss. And to anybody, like, go on my Facebook. Like, to me, today is like Christmas for me when it comes to Dynasty, because I got to put Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs back together with an amazing roster. I am humbly. Where is it? Hold on, let me go back to this here. It was his unhumble bragging. It's very, very, and I don't care. Listen, I am a little happy this morning. Okay, let's just be. Alex's team is, and listen, Alex's team is not to be fucking like played with either here. Let me go right back to, let me go. Like when he's got his quarterback now, right? He's got his running backs, but his receivers are really something to like behold here. He's got Claypool and he's got Brown and he's got Godwin and he's got like he's got Campbell, and then he's got tight ends. Yeah, you got Burton too. You Knox. Oh, you son of a bitch.
I think Burton's a free agent right now. I've been waiting to see where he gets signed.
That's right. And then you got the Lions defense, which is going to be a lot better this year. That's for sure. But like, and
it couldn't be much worse.
And you got picks, okay? Like I had to give up a lot of future stuff here, okay? I still have your pick next year, so you better do good, because then I can trade your pick and actually get things. But if you do bad, I'm keeping your pick and I'm gonna get somebody. But don't do bad. That's not good for our show.
I like where my roster's at, because like you're talking about with Allen and Diggs, obviously it's nowhere near the same level. Mm-hmm. But I have Tannehill and AJ Brown.
That's
right.
I've
got the running back tandem in Vegas of Jacobs and Drake.
Yep.
And now add in Trey Sermon.
That's right. I forgot.
And Sermon too. Harrison Bryant's one that I'm kind of just stashing.
Yeah. For
the Browns there. I got a few things I got to build, but I'm liking where it's going.
Yeah. And, I like where you're going. I obviously like where I'm going. We need to keep our teams obviously good and stuff like that. I am gracious to my team. I love having this thing right here now. Just anytime I'm just like, oh, you want to come on my show? Just remember, I am a gracious owner. So that being said, that has been the show for this week. We're going to throw in a quick little plug. That is my new logo for a new show that I do called From the Cheap Seats with Andrew Faubert on Bucks Report Network. So you just go and you like Bucks Report. You can find that show every Sunday, 6:30 p.m. our time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. And Mr. Johnny, see, here's the thing. We've talked about this, and we got something planned. He may not be there this Sunday, but there is going to be something coming in the near future because the Lion fan does want to come talk and does want to be part of the miscreant crowd. So we are going to be getting him in there, but we got to give him the red carpet when he comes in. We can't just say he needs to be here Sunday and we say, okay, no. We pull out the red carpet for Lion fans on my show. And believe me, we are both I think one day we will both be in the cheap seats at Raymond James Stadium watching a game, but we just can't get there right now. And it really sucks, but we are going to be part of some of this sporting events that are hopefully going to go on here in Canada soon. If the CFL has said that they are going to be getting off the ground here soon. So hopefully, if not, it's all right. It happens. Pandemic sucks, but we will be here to give you all the news across everything. We got some other stuff coming up here soon. We got schedule day that drops on Wednesday, which means we will have our show about it and our predictions for the Lions and Buccaneers 1.0. We only do 1.0 and 2.0. 1.0 is very, very early, obviously. And then we put a 2.0 right before the opening kickoff with our final predictions of the year. But you will get what we think is going to happen across the league as well, but mostly with our teams. probably on the 22nd. We are going to have the start of the NBA playoffs and hopefully the start of the NHL playoff talk next week, or at least give you a general idea of what the playoff standings are going to be like.
Yeah, because the North Division is done on the 19th.
Yes.
So playoffs will start shortly after.
Okay. Yeah, because of the whole Vancouver Canucks situation. And
yeah,
they're still technically in it. But if you see my bets that I laid down today, there is some money to be made if you bet on Montreal. Because if Montreal does win today, I am pretty sure they lock in that final spot in the North.
I think so.
Based off of points, or they would just basically make it absolutely impossible for anybody else to get in. The only other bet that somebody may go on Twitter and be like, Andrew, why don't you have all of your MLB bets? I mean, StreamYard only allows me 200 characters to get in. The only other bet that you don't see down there is the LA Dodgers versus the LA Angels. I get the Dodgers at -145. That's 3, 4, 9 bets tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Chance to make some money. I am not doing that great. Last 2 times that I bet have not been great. That's was that. So 6 losses and 1 win. Obviously not great. But we were in the positive and doing really, really good for about 7 to 8 days. So all I needed to do was go back to the drawing board. And if we get another 7 or 8 days positive, we'll be back in the green really soon. Mr. Loosemore, tell them where they can find you.
At Loosemore65 on Twitter. Also on Twitter, North Sports Dynasty page and Sports Dynasty. North Sports Dynasty page on Facebook and Alex Loosemore on Facebook. Yes,
and you can follow me at Andrew_Faubert on Twitter. Also across all of the social media platforms like Facebook, YouTube, same thing, North Sports Dynasty. Go check out the page that we got, northsportsdynasty.com, where we post all of our videos up there. I'm working on the betting lines page right now. I want to get a graph. They don't like the graph that I want to give them. So let's see if I can just like update a graph. But we're going to get the betting page open up there soon. We're going to have our final fantasy rankings probably at the beginning to mid-June. Once we get a better idea of where everybody's sitting and mini camps and all that kind of stuff. So stay tuned. We'll be here to help you guys. We'll be starting to work on some other projects here in the next couple of weeks, but we got some good stuff coming up for you. Stay tuned. Follow us. Like us. We love the interactions with the fans. What you got?
Johnny just asked another thing down there about Sunday. Just wants you to repeat it.
Oh, I said we got something in the works. Alex may or may not be there this Sunday, like tomorrow, but next week we'll probably have something. So we are working on something behind the scenes to have Alex come join us and be a miscreant there for a bit. Also, again, shout out to our winner, Jeff Rathwell, who won the 2 jerseys and the draft hat that he'll be getting here soon. To all of our other winners, your stuff is going to be sent out when you damn Americans can put your dollar down. Oh my God. Oh my God. No, just kidding. I'll be sending them out more than likely next Friday. Everybody has been really nice about it too. So, much happiness and much respect to that. We'll be having more giveaways, obviously, later on in the season. The Seattle Kraken one will probably be our next one. I'm guessing the Seattle Kraken.
Either that or like NBA, NHL draft. Well, Kraken will be before the NHL draft.
Yeah. We'll have bracket challenges and stuff like that. That's what this show is on.
Oh, yeah. About. Another thing that was brought up to me at work, should do an NHL playoff pool.
Yes. We're going to do an NHL playoff pool, an NBA playoff pool.
Yeah.
We'll get those brackets. We'll try and build them a little bit better than obviously I built the other one. But yeah, we'll get.
There can't really be that many changes to it, unlike the draft one. So
yeah, no doubt. So yeah, I'll get on that. And then there was something else I had too. I can't remember. But I'll think about it and I'll put it up on the page or something.
Yeah, we'll post it later.
Yeah, my stoner ass memory. So thank you all again. 1 hour and 45. This is awesome. We appreciate all the fans and all the interactions today. You guys are fantastic. So all the fans that are going to come in and watch this later on, thank you again. Remember to go follow us, NorthSportsDynasty.com, across all the social media platforms. Also, go follow our friends at BucksReport.com, major contributors to this show as well. Majors sponsor, but they don't sponsor. They don't toss me money. They toss me love and other things. I don't want to get into that, though. No, just kidding. But we do thank Bucks Report for all the help that they've given to us, all of our friends, and all that kind of fun stuff. Anybody who shares, all the commenters, you guys are fantastic. Any last words for the viewers there, Lewis Moore? No,
you covered the majority of it. Just I'll kind of bounce off that share comment thing. For real, it helps us out so much. We appreciate it more than you guys can know. So thank you again.
And remember how gracious that we are to you. And thank you, everybody. Have yourselves a good one. We'll talk to you soon. Ciao, ciao for now.